Welcome back. Our next magician is ready to take a crack at confusing Penn and Teller. Take a look.
I was born and raised in Queens, New York. I always wanted to be a magician, but I got a weird start. My mom taught special ed, tough kids. They taught me juvenile delinquent sleight of hand, how to pick locks, escape from handcuffs, hide razor blades in your mouth. I was 9. If I hadn't switched to magic, I might not have survived. I realized I was onto something when I did a mind reading bit and a woman started screaming that I was inside her head. They had to stop the show. I thought, okay, this needs to be explored. I fooled a polygraph test when I was just a kid. That's when I knew the power of the mind is an actual force. Fooling a polygraph is one thing. Fooling Penn and Teller, it's gonna be a bit harder. They're like human lie detectors that specialize in magic.
Please welcome the mental magic of Michael Carl.
In the 1940s and 50s, subliminal messaging became very popular amongst advertisers trying to sell you their products without you even knowing it. Most notably, you would see this in movie theaters where they would flash text on the screen so fast that you didn't see it with your eyes, but it hit you on a subconscious level. And you're just sitting there wondering why you suddenly had a craving for popcorn. To this day, advertisers spend tons of money trying to manipulate our attention and influence our decisions. But we don't typically call it subliminal messaging anymore. We refer to it as social media. Now, this is gonna be my test today. My challenge is to get the 3 of you to make the exact choices that I want you to. So if you could just focus your attention now on the giant screen behind me, and I have an experiment set up with 3 tests, each designed for each one of you. Now, first we're gonna start with Allison. Now, Allison, the first test for you is the 7 colors of the rainbow. So the 7 colors are gonna flash on the screen one at a time. I just want you to focus on the video, and when the video stops, just name the color that stands out to you. Which stood out to you the most?
Violet.
Violet, great choice, that's perfect. Now, do you think I could have predicted violet?
No.
Not sure, right? Possibly, could be.
I mean, you are on the show, so I should probably say yes.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, Allison.
No.
Now, Teller, the next experiment I made specifically for you. Now, I believe that your creativity is visual, that objects inspire you more than words. So for you, I have a test with a bunch of images that are gonna flash on the screen. But since we're in Vegas, I upped the ante here, and you're gonna have twice the amount of choices. So just focus on the next video, and when you're done, choose the image that stood out to you the most. What image would you like? Teapot, that's an interesting choice. Now, Penn, for the last experiment, this one is specifically for you and your love of language. Now, you're a very well-read and linguistic individual, and I know that. So for you, I have a set of words for you to choose from. Again, we're gonna up the odds and double the amount of choices that you have. So just focus on the video and choose the word that stands out to you. Penn, which word stood out to you most?
Phobia.
Phobia. That's a great one. Does that feel like a free choice, phobia?
It did.
It did. Okay, it's supposed to feel that way. That's how subliminal messaging works. So before we started this, Allison, the producers put my number in your phone. Do you have your phone handy?
Yes.
And can you please call me? Now, these were all free choices that the 3 of you made. Perfect. And now just to recap, Allison, you chose the color violet. Teller, you chose the teapot, right? And then Penn, you chose phobia.
Hi, you have reached mentalist Michael Carl. Sorry I can't answer the phone. I'm performing on Penn and Teller's Fool Us right now. If this is Allison calling my phone, it's probably because we're doing an experiment. This is not so much prediction, but more about influencing your thoughts in real time. If I did this right, Then I influenced Allison to choose the color violet. I also influenced Teller to choose the teapot. And miraculously, I got Penn to pick the word phobia. Now, if this isn't Allison calling my phone, then none of this makes any sense to you. So just leave a message after the beep.
Good trick. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Carl!
Thank you so much.
Yay! That was really impressive.
Thank you. That worked out really well.
What's the wildest trick you ever came up with?
The wildest might be this one if I actually fool Penn and Teller. I have to say that would be the top. They were my biggest inspiration as a kid, so this is a dream come true to be here.
Aw, cool. So do you feel like your magic is like theirs?
At first, I tried to emulate them a lot. But then when you start feeling who your character is and who you are, then you kind of develop your own authentic self. But then I got into mentalism in college because I thought it was cool if I could read and understand people, if I could influence them to make decisions, then I could influence someone if I'm on an interview to hire me for a job.
Yeah. Was that a turning point for you?
It made me realize that this is something that I should stick with, that this might really be something.
Yeah. Let's see if the boys have figured it out.
Let's see. Let's find out.
Hey, Michael.
Hey,
what a nice,
Ben.
that book, Subliminal Seduction, came out in the 70s. I remember both Teller and I believing it completely. That is such a, seductive idea to believe that people are controlling us in that way and flashing stuff on the screen. And every once in a while, there comes a study that backs something up. But of course, you're on a magic show doing a magic trick. And it's wonderful to use that kind of hokum from the real world as kind of a basic magic wand for how tricks are done. A really nice performance. I love seeing someone come out with just a stool in the backdrop behind them and do a nice act like that. But I have got a list of words that I'm going to read off to you. And I just want to see if any of those words jump out at you particularly.
Sure, yeah.
Provide, bench, friend, password, node, unlawful, recording, temple, intention, foster, policy, technology, journal, throw, habitat, arrow, distort, press, person, compact, paragraph, punch, enjoy. So what do you think, Michael? Did you pick up my subliminal message?
I think I got your messages. I think you got this one, but it's been a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much.
Well, you didn't fool them, but you sure got into my head.
Oh, I'm glad I did. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Michael Carl. We have one more magic act for you, and lucky for us, it's our two Hall of Famers. Penn and Teller perform right after this.